a big private gym. I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community. The first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien, he paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So he, but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, you know, starting training camp here in this.
See, everybody talking about so that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. Make that bad. Everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line.
Need to know about Gervonta Tank Davis going over to the Benavidez's. That's right, Jose Benavidez Sr. to coach him for his next fight in the fall. And we're talking about October, September at the early.
Tank Davis and David Benavidez have locked in a massive joint training camp ahead of their return. Two of boxing's biggest names are teaming up in the gym, and the buzz around this partnership is already heating up.
You ain't gotta throw hard, bro. Just touch him.
Throw like sevens, sixes or sevens.
Throw hard when you got him.
Yeah.
But when everybody fresh, just touch him. Cause you a big presence, so you ain't gotta do a lot. You just jab, just get him in position, bing, bing, bing. All right, I'll be back to get that later. And just be patient. Your game will go up 30, 40%, just on that. A lot of times what you do, you come in, you can see it.
And it's not just talk. Jose Benavidez Sr. has been making it official on social media, posting footage of Tank putting in work and even showing off new team merchandise that signals this partnership is very real.
And it's official. He's going over to Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Jose Benavidez Jr., and most notably, the father of David Benavidez. I'm not sure if he's completely departing from Calvin Ford tutelage, but it's official. I just saw on Jose Benavidez Sr. Instagram and on his socials, he's showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out in this video and announcing and marketing the new Gervonta Tank Davis on Team Benavidez merchandise. Now, he had a few videos out there showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out and all those things, and I promise you, he could not have made this announcement without Gervonta Tank Davis's blessing.
At the same time, Shawn Porter and his crew give Jose Benavidez Sr. his due. He's a solid trainer who's done great work with his sons, David and Jose Jr., but they start asking the real questions about whether this move actually makes sense for Tank and how it would all come together in practice.
Like, I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about every.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah, and Pacheco as well. You know, Pacheco isn't with them,
and they both are gone.
Yeah.
And they both are.
The respect between Tank and David Benavidez has been building for a while. They've shown mutual admiration publicly, even during press events for previous cards, and now that this joint camp is official, the excitement is real. There's genuine chemistry between them, and the buzz around this partnership is only growing.
This is a dream come true for me. You know, I've always been wanting to fight on a card with Gervonta Davis, and now that we got it set up, this is going to be the biggest card of the year.
I won the David Benavidez fight before, I think when he fought Caleb Plant. And at first I didn't know that, you know, he was one of them guys. Till I actually, you know, went to his fight and put the earphones on and, you know, I was close up. So I'm definitely excited to be on a card with someone like him, a guy just like explosive. So I feel as though like even if during the 15th the pay-per-view was $100, it's worth it.
And do their photo ops together, you can tell that there's a genuine like and respect that they have with you.
On that note, Shawn Porter offers some insight into what might be driving Tank's decision, suggesting that for a fighter at his level, personal comfort in the gym and a strong relationship with a trainer can matter just as much as technical expertise, especially when you're already at the top of the game.
I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they moving. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
Stepping back for a moment, the conversation turns to Tank's long-standing bond with Calvin Ford, the man who's been in his corner since the very beginning. Shawn Porter and his crew acknowledge Ford's massive role in shaping Tank's career from the early days in Baltimore to the championship level, and how he stood by him through all the ups and downs that come with the territory.
I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like,
that made no sense, man.
Calvin is a good trainer, even though Calvin didn't move the needle for Jahan Ingram over the weekend. Jahan Ingram lost to Devin Cushing. It didn't look like Calvin had a big impact on him winning, and he wound up losing to Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing, bigger guy, anyways. But when I saw Truck do that, I go, okay, so Calvin has an imprint. He has a system. There's a way a guy he builds from scratch in the Baltimore amateur program looks. And so that made me lend more credence to Calvin's work.
Now Eddie Hearn has weighed in on all the lightweight division drama, and he's not impressed. He brushes off the constant social media back and forth between Shakur, Haney, and Tank as unproductive noise, and makes it clear that the real missed opportunity is the failure to make a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
I can't keep up with it. Do you know what I mean? Because one day he's fighting him, then he's fighting him, then he wants to fight him. It's like, it's Devin against Rolly, then it's Rolly against someone else, then it's Devin against Keyshawn, now it's Tank against Devin, then it's Shakur against Tank. I don't know. I mean, can we just see something?
Which one has the most probability of happening out of all of that you just said? Shakur, Devin?
Honestly, none of
Eddie Hearn argues that it's the biggest fight the lightweight division has to offer, given their history and the bad blood still lingering between them. He points out that while everyone seems obsessed with chasing top fighters, the real money fight, and the one that makes the most sense, is sitting right there waiting to be made. And it's crazy that no one has pulled the trigger yet.
Let me tell you this, right? The fight that should be happening, this is the most idiotic thing, that this fight is not happening. It's Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney. That is the fight with the narrative and the history and the beef, like the first fight, the drugs test, the fathers, like that. That's the biggest fight out there. But the problem is, at the moment, these guys, and good luck to them, they want to price themselves out where the numbers don't work or exist. So the money that Devin would want to fight Tank.
Schofield is accusing Tank of avoiding the real challenge and suggesting the Haney talk is just a distraction to keep fans from asking the tough questions. They're making it clear that they believe Tank is looking for safer options, and they're not shy about calling out what they see as a pattern of smoke and mirrors. It's the kind of war of words that adds heat to the division, even if the actual fights haven't been signed yet.
It's a duck. A duck is a duck. He just needed a big diversion to make people believe and look away from him ducking his mandatory person. He ducked us before he had the Roach fight, too. He ducked us over a year. So a duck is a duck. That's all I have to say. Because if Keyshawn's supposed to be fighting Devin, why he calling out Devin? If he not moving up to fight Shakur, why he calling out Shakur? And he has a mandatory. So he preferred to give up his belt. So thank you. We have no problem becoming a world champion. The boogeyman left. He ran. So that's all that shit is smoke and mirrors. They've been calling each other out for years now. All of them. Has it ever happened?
Schofield questions the legitimacy of the reported Davis-Haney negotiations, pointing out that if a mandatory title defense is already on the books, it doesn't add up that Tank would be free to explore other options at the same time. He seems to be calling out the logic behind the chatter, suggesting that the timing and the obligations don't line up the way they're being presented to the public. For him, it's another reason to be skeptical about whether the fight is actually real or just talk.
Stop. Didn't the WBO mandate Keyshawn to fight Devin?
You can't even be.
So Devin can't even be in negotiations with nobody if it's mandated. So that's a lie.
Not if he plans on dropping the belt.
All I'm giving y'all is facts. If the WBO mandated a fight, Devin and them can't be negotiating with nobody. Can't be getting offered. He got to be negotiating with Keyshawn because they got like 30 days to come to an agreement. So
does that fight need a title on the line?
No, it don't need no title on the line. Number one, if the WBO mandated, it's a title on it.
On the bright side, Schofield isn't letting the Tank situation slow him down. He's already looking ahead to a fight with Lucas Body and keeping an eye on the winner of a potential Roach versus Cepeda matchup. He's making it clear that while the Davis opportunity would have been huge, he's not about to sit around waiting for something that may never happen. Instead, he's staying active, taking tough fights, and building his name the old-fashioned way, one win at a time.
On to the next. We'll be fighting Lucas Body, then hopefully Roach or Cepeda, the winner of that. Life moves on past Tank. Tank stops nothing. We just had to go through that to free up that belt so the lightweight division ain't hostile.
Adding to that, Schofield expresses his disappointment, revealing that he and his team were fully prepared for a potential showdown in September or October, only to see those plans seemingly fall apart. He makes it clear that they had done the work, mapped out the timeline, and were ready to sign on the dotted line, but the fight never materialized the way they expected. It's a frustrating position for any rising contender, especially when you've put yourself in line for a career-defining opportunity.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave Tank the benefit of the doubt. You know, I was like, yeah, like we about to fight. You know, we were shooting for what, September, October. Then, you know, my dad and team come back. They're like, hey, like it's looking shaky right now. It look like he's not gonna accept the fight. Nah, he's just probably just going through some stuff legally and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he's over here sending offers to Devin's team and stuff like that. So, like my dad, like I said, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. My dad was saying like...
On the topic of physical matchups, the host breaks down the size difference between the two fighters, noting that Devin Haney is significantly bigger, often weighing around 180 pounds on fight night. That kind of size advantage raises questions about how he manages to cut down to the lower weight classes and whether the toll of shedding those extra pounds could affect his performance inside the ring. It's a factor that can't be ignored, especially when facing a naturally smaller opponent who doesn't have to drain as much to make weight.
Scales check. Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson weighing pretty much the same, walking around like Shakur and Gervonta should be the fight. Shakur Stevenson 148 point whatever, while Gervonta Tank Davis is 147. They are both walking around the same. Those guys are the same size. And Keyshawn Davis being in the mid 150s, that makes sense. But you notice who didn't do a scales check, and that's Debo. Funny thing is, Bill Haney did. He's like, I'm 200 pounds.
Looking at the possibilities, Showbiz the Adult paints a dream scenario for boxing, one where Shakur Stevenson gets past Devin Haney and then steps in to face Gervonta Tank Davis in what would be an all-time historic run of fights. It's the kind of sequence fans dream about. Two of the sport's brightest stars, both in their prime, putting everything on the line to settle who truly rules the lightweight division. Showbiz makes it clear that if those pieces fall into place, boxing could be looking at a stretch of matchups that rivals the sport's golden eras, the kind that defines legacies and leaves fans talking for decades.
If Shakur Stevenson beats Debo at 144, if he beats him, and then fight Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur, no disrespect, brother. I'm sorry, but you're a sugar. You're a sugar. That's some Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez, then Duran and Tommy Hearns and Hagler type shit. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's what that'll be. Neo Fimo, then Debo, then Tank.
Recently, Gervonta Tank Davis has been heating things up on social media, firing off posts and trading verbal jabs with Shakur Stevenson on X. It's a sign that the lightweight division's biggest names are already eyeing each other, even if a fight hasn't officially been booked yet. The back and forth has sparked renewed interest among fans, with many wondering if the online tension could eventually lead to a real showdown inside the ring.
Tank Davis is back. War Room, he's back. And I want you guys to put a hashtag right now in the comment section saying free Tank, free Tank. Tank is back talking his bull jive under an account that looks like a burner account called G Money with a profile pic which doesn't compliment Clarissa Shields at all. the GOAT. He got the GOAT out there looking mad. And she has something to say about that shit. What you mean? Like, why do you have this up? He just and I don't know what Tank was talking about. That just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But Gervonta Tank Davis is back, and you know he's back because he's just busting his knuckles on X, sitting all these X posts.
When asked about Gervonta Tank Davis, Ghostface Killer doesn't hesitate to compare him to the legendary Mike Tyson, placing him in truly rare company. He explains that with Tank, you simply never know how a fight is going to unfold, pointing to that same unpredictability and explosive style as the reason he deserves that comparison in the first place.
Tank is like baby Tyson. It's like, yo, you never know how it's gonna go, right?
Yeah. But if you had to pick,
I wish it was like that, huh?
if you had to pick, who would you put your money on out of the three? Shakur, Haney, and Gervonta. You got one shot.
They all lot, you know what I mean? Probably gotta be able to take a shot.
Turning to what's happening in the division, the conversation shifts to the rumored matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Dos Santos weighed in but refused to pick a winner, calling it an extremely difficult fight to predict because both are elite, high IQ boxers who rarely make mistakes inside the ring. He pointed out that fights like this often come down to the smallest details: who makes the first adjustment, who can impose their rhythm, and who can solve the puzzle faster over 12 rounds.
Bueno, es una pelea difícil, no tengo predicción para esa pelea.
It's going to be a very, very difficult fight. I really don't have any opinion on that fight at the moment.
Not one? Not just a little bit?
Ninguna opinión, nada.
Poquito?
Difícil.
It's difficult. ¿Por qué?
El estilo de ambos es un poco difícil.
He says it's very difficult because both have a very unique technique. And so it's very difficult to choose one over the other.
Okay. And that's fair. That's fair. You know, they're both high IQ fighters.
At the end of the day, Eddie Hearn doubles down on what motivates him, building greatness and creating a lasting legacy through undisputed titles while making sure his fighters become part of boxing history. He makes it clear that his focus is on delivering the kind of high-stakes, competitive matchups that fans genuinely want to see, not just the ones that look good on paper.
I don't have a problem working with anybody. The directions are very different. I want our guys to chase money and greatness. And greatness and legacy comes through the championship belts. Every young fighter looks at their heroes who have the WBC belt, the red IBF belt, you know, the WB, all those guys. That's what they want to win. You see Boots, ask him what's the most important thing about Saturday. I want the belts. I want to be the unified world champion. I'm not interested in our guys fighting for Zuffa belts or Tim that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want them to chase greatness. So, but again, like, I like the competition. So at the moment, this whole Eddie v. Dana thing.
Meanwhile, David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Sr. go to work side by side, absolutely destroying the heavy bag like it owed them money. The brothers are putting in some serious work, feeding off each other's energy and pushing the pace as they prepare for their next fight. It's the kind of gym footage that gets fans hyped, watching two elite-level fighters grind together, each one trying to outwork the other while making that bag pay for every second of punishment.
In at 30, guys.
That wraps up everything we know so far about Gervonta Tank Davis's long-awaited return to the ring. Whether his next opponent ends up being Floyd Schofield or Devin Haney, one thing is certain: Tank's comeback is shaping up to be one of the biggest stories in boxing. While discussions surrounding both matchups have taken place, nothing has been officially finalized yet. Tank's return also depends on resolving his current legal situation. A fight with Floyd Schofield would be a dangerous test against one of boxing's rising undisputed undefeated contenders, while a showdown with Devin Haney would be one of the biggest blockbuster fights the sport can make today. Now we want to hear from you. Who should Gervonta Tank Davis fight next? Floyd Schofield or Devin Haney? Which matchup excites you the most? And who do you think walks away with the victory? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight breakdowns, predictions, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.